sales tax. I believe that was a good way to go about it, because then the county taxpayers would have had an option in saying, you could have sold us on a new jail. I believe everybody in here probably would agree that we need a new jail. And I understand the problems with passing the 5th penny sales tax is a difficult thing. And the 6th penny probably would have been hard to come by. But at least that way, there would have been principles of government as far as conflict of interest, the way taxpayers' money is being spent. Would have been.
Jim, what's your beef? Say that, I'm missing something.
Well, I'm sorry if you don't understand.
Well, I'm a concerned citizen just like you are, but
Okay.
I
Well, if you don't
don't understand
understand,
what
so
your
we'll have a
beef is. Point out what your concern is so that we can be up to
Let him finish his point.
His point is that they bypassed the vote. They're not letting us vote on this.
Not then voting on what?
Do we want a jail? Do we want to spend $30 million to build a jail that we don't?
We just told you don't have to.
We want to.
It sounds like we're
You
gonna.
just said you don't.
Let's get some order here.
I'm like Tammy. Right now, I'm not in favor of building any building. I think we taxpayers have taxed to death.
Amen.
And whether it's a $5 additional tax for us, that's what our issue is. We cannot pay any more money for more buildings and more government in our own county. My next question is, according to the paper, the commission is going to go ahead and finance this out of general funds until they sell bonds. What if you don't get any bonds sold?
That's not true.
Well, that's what
Right now, we've hired fundamentals and this team to do due diligence for us. We've asked them outside of meetings. In fact, we've initialed 5 sites and asked them to do due diligence on at least 3 of them, so that we can find the best site. They're also working on some plans for us, but those plans are under review constantly by us to find out what we do need, whether we need a jail, whether we need a jail alone, whether we need a justice center, so on and so forth.
That leads to my next question, and I'll sit down. We build these new buildings. What are we going to do with the buildings we have? I mean, you're not going to tear this building down. This is a landmark. What are we going to use it for? And being we got it, we're going to be paying maintenance, heat. We're already paying the money out. So we're not saving money by not using this building.
Bruce, I appreciate what you're saying, but you missed our point. The problem we have is a dilemma with the jail. The jail is not this building.
But part of it's going into.
Possibly.
You're talking about moving the.
One of the reasons that we attack this way is if some of the buildings that we've looked at that were correctional facilities did have a courthouse attached to them, small ones. And one of the things they like about those buildings in those counties is it does away with the transportation costs, the liability costs of moving prisoners around from one building to another. And that's why we like that.
The main issue for me with this whole thing is that I don't believe you commissioners have the authority to do what you're doing the way you're doing it. I don't believe that you have the authority to decide that a new jail is going to be built and then go to these people and say, you can have the contract to build it. That's not the way things are done, and Mrs. Archibald here voted against this process, and they didn't even put her votes in the minutes. She had to ask that her vote be put in the minutes because they left it out. Isn't that correct?
That isn't true.
Well, I have the minutes here, and I'd like to read it.
She had made comments in a previous meeting, I believe it was the end of January, that January 2nd meeting of the month, and I left her comments out. After her fundamentals came in and they gave their presentation, it was on the pre-construction contract. Tammy voted nay on that.
Well, I'd just like to read this if I may. This is dated February the 16th. It says, Commissioner Archibald moved to approve the minutes from February 2nd and 3rd, 2010 with the following amendment as her, for the record, comment on the jail financing had been left out of the minutes from February the 3rd, 2009. She said she was opposed that we did not go out for competitive public bid, qualifications or proposals for the developer and the architect. She is struggling with the way we went about selecting the developer, and should we have used a public process, whether it be RFQ, which I don't know what that means, RFP, which I don't know what that means.
RFP is request for proposal, and RFQ is request for qualifications.
Okay. Anyway, it says that this motion was, or that this amendment was put in. But that, to me, that's my issue with this whole process is not right. It's not the way things should be done. And we are the people, and we don't like it. I don't know who in here likes the way it's being done. And I think we're getting ramrodded. That's what I think.
My name's Dave Parker from up in Afton. First of all, I want to say these meetings sometimes can get uncomfortable. I want to thank each of you for running for the office and being willing to have these meetings. One thing that was said about the 6 cent, or whatever they call it, the additional sales tax that was proposed. I guess I'm looking for an answer to a question. I understand someone told me today that during a meeting today, is it true that the commission did take the option of the 5 cent off the ballot?
That's true.
Can you tell me who voted for it of the 3 of you?
All 3 voted for it.
Okay, so essentially, I guess I have many concerns about this facility, but I guess my biggest concern is, we sit here in a meeting tonight, we've talked about the fact that this is going to be a debt to the county. It's going to be, it's not an issue that would have been voted on or could have been voted on by the county. And yet, I think 3 of the commissioners today, the only 3 commissioners we have, decided to take it away from the voters, the opportunity to put the 5 cent back or to take it off. And when I think about that, I've heard accusations that you guys are going through the back door. I don't know, because I haven't studied as much as some of these people have. But the simple fact that you've taken it away from us to vote on this in November, the same day that you're having this meeting to try and continue to tell us that this is the right thing, I guess I struggle with it. But I do appreciate your willingness to run for office, and I wish you the best, but I think this is going to be a hard thing to sell to the people. And you may have experienced that already. But when it gets to the newspaper on Thursday in Star Valley that you have taken the 5 cent away from the voters and you've taken it off the ballot, I think it may be a tougher sell. I'm not sure how you, I'm not sure if that is going to help you on this. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
I just want to address the 5th, penny sales tax that was voted on earlier. And it wasn't just a vote by the county commissioners. This is getting off the subject a little bit, but I want to address the issue with the 5th cent.
I appreciate that.
And it was a joint effort with every, and I mean every, city had a representative or a document that was given to the commissioners saying that the cities are in favor of extending the 5 cent sales tax.
Did the city of Afton have one?
The city of Afton did not have a resolution, but they did have a representative at the meeting earlier.
Yes, Mark.
And I know we need a new jail. I've worked as a judge, municipal judge, and the issues with our juveniles is a very high liability, and we have them that are going into the jail. They have to be shipped out to another facility at the cost of not only transportation to deputies, but a staying cost of $112 a day.